Hello, everyone. I want to thank you for joining me on this journey. This is part 9 of my story with PPMS, and I'm calling this one Learning to Treat This Disease. It has been 4 years since my diagnosis, and I have learned so much. And it's MS, whether it's relapsing or progressive, it's such a mysterious disease. Everyone out there has an opinion about it. So might as well share mine. And this is based on trial and error, what I've gone through. It does incorporate some of the advice that I've gotten from people and the results I've found from doing them. Now, the last video about a year ago, I had a hard time walking 50 yards. I couldn't do any kind of physical therapy. If you remember when I was trying, I was getting sick. I'd get this weird feeling in my head. It was like this pressure when I was trying to force myself to do physical therapy, and it was kind of making me, it would make me really want to puke or pass out. That's how bad it was. So I really couldn't do physical therapy at that time. I was really almost too fatigued. So to force yourself to do it, it wasn't possible for me. Now, last year, I also started to really lose my arms, especially my left arm. And like I said, I had gotten used to the thought of losing my legs and how I was going to have to deal with that on a daily basis and in my life. But the thought of losing my arms as well as my legs, using the ability to use them, um, that was too much for me. I couldn't mentally process that. So when it started to happen, I really started to panic, actually. And I got desperate. And desperate enough to try something that people have told me would help me, and I didn't really want to do it. But it is the all-natural, plant-based diet. So now it's a year later. I'm about 98% all natural and plant-based. Now, shortly after I switched about a year ago, it wasn't that long, and I felt like, man, I think I might have enough energy to try a therapy session. So I belong to this group on Facebook called the MS Gym, and they really give you some good exercises to help with your walking gait. But the problem is you have to kind of like tilt your pelvic up for a lot of these things that they say will help your walking. And my core wasn't strong enough. It may have been strong enough back in the day, but now the signal wasn't getting there to keep my pelvic tilted up to walk straight. So I wanted to go into Planet Fitness to see if I could do some of these exercises that was focused on strengthening your core to be able to do that. Now, I was actually surprised. I got through a therapy session. It wasn't easy, but I got through it. Now, I only paid for 1 day at Planet Fitness, but once I realized I could get through it, I went ahead and signed up. I became a member. So I really wanted to start strengthening my core, and I also wanted to start forcing myself to use my arms and my legs. I wasn't able to work out like I used to when I was younger, of course. I mean, I had to deal with that too. That was a whole process. Oh man, I'm not able to do what I used to be able to do. It was kind of depressing, but you know, you have to kind of think, man, any kind of movement, any kind of weightlifting, any kind of resistance training that you're doing to your body, it's better than doing nothing. All right? But you really do have to force yourself to move your arms and legs because the signal isn't there, man. You're telling your brain to use it, and you really got to strain, man. The concentration is so intense. But my goal was to force myself, keep doing this, and force my body to adapt, because your body will adapt. And so far, it has. It has definitely helped me. Um, Now, I was using my walker to go into Planet Fitness, and I would really struggle to do my therapy. And afterwards, I was completely shot. My legs were completely gone. And so going out to my car was a struggle even with the walker. But after a little while of forcing myself to do that, I started noticing that I didn't need the walker going in, but I still took it in because I definitely needed it going out. After the session, I was too tired, but I kept doing it. And after a little while longer, after that, I realized that I didn't need the walker going out to my car either. So I left it in the car. And I'm at a point right now, I don't even take it to the gym. So a year ago, I had a hard time getting through 50 yards of walking. Now, I can probably do several hundred. Getting away from the processed foods, number one, and taking meat and dairy and eggs out of my diet, sticking to just plants and organically grown plants at that, it is real. It is not fake. That is a real help. I'm telling you, it is. You'll notice a massive difference in the amount of energy that you have for one. Now, there are some people that claim that doing this will make you symptom free. You'll be healed. And I say great for them. That's awesome. I'm really happy for them that they are symptom free. I am not one of those people that's ever going to tell you that. MS is still a massive battle for me every day. I still have a real hard time with getting around. My legs and nothing works right. So I'm not going to tell you that it's going to make you symptom free. But what I will tell you is that it has helped me fight the disease. It really has. Now, having any kind of reversal of decline with PPMS is not supposed to happen. You're supposed to go downhill every month, every year. You're supposed to get worse. And this last year, I've actually improved. I am still sick. I am still tired. I still hurt. My body doesn't work right. But I am considerably better off than I was a year ago. That isn't supposed to happen. Now, as one of Jehovah's Witnesses, I believe what the Bible says, and I believe that you can eat meat. Jesus ate meat. So biblically, there is nothing wrong with eating meat, as long as you're not gluttonous about it. But yeah, I mean, there's no way that Jehovah God would ever approve of the way that the animals are treated by the meat, dairy, and egg industry. The cruelty that goes on there is atrocious. But that really wasn't the motivation for me to cut those out. So I don't say that I'm vegan because of that. I did feel horrible for the animals, but it was like it needed to be a selfish motivation for me. Unfortunately, I have respect for anybody that goes this route and they do it for the animals. They're the better person than I am. But I actually just say that I'm plant-based. I go to a plant-based diet and natural plant-based too. And occasionally I will cheat. I'm not gonna lie. But it was a lot to give up. I love meat, cheese, milk, any kind of dairy, ice cream. Oh man, eggs. I love that stuff. But they're doing something to it. Those industries are doing something to it that is making you worse. And also, I mean, when it comes to non-organic plants too, you have to be really careful because a lot of those are GMO. They're genetically modified in some way. Your body doesn't even know how to process them, or they're just coated with chemicals. Now, those things are really horrible for your body. It's horrendous what they do to these things. And when you research it, you're just like, you're floored that this is allowed. And why is it allowed? I mean, why do they do it? You have to realize these industries do not have your best interests at heart. The only thing they think about is yields and profits. And they will do whatever they can to get more yield, more product, more profit. So do not be naive and think that just because it's on a shelf at a supermarket that it's okay for you, because it isn't. It's horrible. Um, so I recommend eating this way to anyone who is willing to do it, especially when it comes to your children. I mean, don't give them some of this stuff, man. Do your research, do your due diligence on it, and you will realize that cutting a lot of, especially the processed foods, oh my goodness, it's in the fast foods out there. Get rid of that stuff completely out of your diet and out of your kids' diet. You're going to be better off. They're going to be better off. But you are going to have to get desperate enough to make some kind of change as drastic as this. You know, I had to get desperate before I did it. Um, you know, there was no other way I was going to give up things that I really like to eat, unless, you know, I got something out of it. And you know, once you experience though some kind of reward, some kind of once you start feeling better, it gives you more motivation to continue on with it and to really like go further with it even. So next time I'm going to try to share with you guys some of the supplements and kind of like the foods that I am eating, kind of like my daily routine, because I really think that has also helped me out considerably as well. So thank you again for going on this journey with me. Thank you for watching. Until next time.